Router table basics. We have two router tables and they are the exact same. In this image we are looking at the front of the machine, and we'll start by going over some of the basic components. First, we have our vertical fence that is 90 degrees from our tabletop. Just to the right of the machine is the on-off power switch. Opposite of the switch on the left side is the elevation handle, which we'll use to change router bits. In this next image we are looking down at the insert in the router table. Much like the table saw, there is a removable throat plate, and two pinholes with a specific wrench will allow us to unlock and take out the throat plate. Just below the throat plate is a motor lock. We'll use the elevation handle to lock the motor so that it doesn't raise or lower during operation. Just to the left is the motor height adjustment. This is where we will use the elevation handle to raise and lower the motor. Living on the side of the machine is the pin wrench. This is the wrench that we use to remove the throat plate when changing the bit. There are also two wrenches. You'll need two wrenches to remove the bit. One goes on the motor and one goes on the collet. More on that later. Extra collets and any extra bits will live on the tray below the wrenches and the pin wrench. On the tabletop is the adjustable fence. The fence will slide along the tabletop by locking or unlocking the four knobs. On the top of our fence is two adjustable stop blocks. They adjust and lock down in a track on the top of the fence, similar to some of the other stop blocks that we have in the shop. There might come a time when you need to change the router bit. So let's go over the basic steps. Begin by unplugging the machine from power. Then get the pin wrench, because the first step is removing the throw plate insert in the tabletop. Once that's done, get the elevation handle and unlock the motor lock. Then raise the motor all the way up. You won't be able to reach the motor and the collet with the two wrenches that you need to remove the bit unless you have the motor all the way up. The curved wrench is going to go onto the motor nut, whereas the straight wrench will go onto the collet. You want to pull the wrenches away from each other to loosen the collet from the motor. To install a bit, you would just do the reverse order. Take the bit, place it inside the collet, and tighten the collet onto the motor with your hands. Except this time, instead of the wrenches going away from each other, they're going to tighten the collet onto the motor by going towards each other. No need to use all your Herculean strength here, just snug it up and it'll hold just fine. Use the elevation handle to lower the motor and set the height of the bit. And lock the motor in place so that the motor doesn't raise or lower during operation. When you reinstall the throat plate, it should sit flat on all sides of the insert in the tabletop. Now that we've been introduced to the router table basics, let's get in the shop and let's get back to building.